Hey guys, what's up? This is Matthew Davis, the movie lover here. Welcome back to another movie review, a regular movie review, not an after I saw, because I've been making way too many of those. I don't go into a pattern anymore, but you know what I mean. But now it's time for a movie marathon. This time it is going to be on the Saw films, starting off with the first one. Um, if you watched the ending to my Snowman movie review and rant, then you know that I used to have reviewed these movies a while back, but I thought they were awful. They were audio, and I thought the audio for them were awful. So also I gave all the movies a perfect score, and I don't love all of these movies, but anyways, let's start off with the first film. First film is directed by one of my favorite horror directors of all time, James Wan. And before the sequels, the first Saw is actually a bit different than the sequels, pretty much. You got these two guys named Dr. Lawrence and Adam. Adam's played by Lee Wainell. And Lawrence is played by, I think, Danny Glover, and basically they are trapped in this room, and they don't know how they got there, and of course they have to, figure out how to get out of it. Their legs are chained to the pipes, and they figure out one another as like they discover their past, or there are many. This basically takes in one certain room. They don't go, oh, they get out of this room and go to a different room, like in the other Saw films. No, they actually try to figure each other out on how they got there. See, this film, the first film, is not really torture porn. It is really more psychological horror. I mean, out of all the Saw films, I think the first film has the least amount of gore. I think the bloodiest part is when you got this girl Amanda who was trapped in one of the Saw traps and survived, and she took this knife and just stabbed the guy's chest and had to get this key out. I think that was probably the bloodiest scene. Either that or this part where a man's head gets shot off. Except when it gets shot off, you don't see his wounds. You see, James Wan wasn't going for all the gore and stuff. He was going through his story and developing the two characters, and that's what I love the most about the first Saw film, is it doesn't go for over-the-top gore or stuff like that, and the ending too. The ending is pretty intense and pretty terrifying, if you ask me. That's one thing I love about James Wan's films. He goes for scary films, but he understands what horror is. And when the first Saw film came out, people were talking about it, but it wasn't fully well received with critics. I mean, it did well with critics on IMDb, but not Rotten Tomatoes. They gave it a 48%, which I really think is a bit too low. But, I don't think the first Saw film is a perfect movie or anything like that, because some of the acting in the film is hit or miss sometimes, and but all in all, I still really enjoy the first Saw film. Most of the acting is pretty good, and the atmosphere, like when they're in the room, although the visuals don't look perfect, they do look a little bit dated. I know this film came out in 2004, but even on Blu-ray, it still doesn't look perfect or anything like that. But I could say the first Saw film is still the best one in my opinion. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm also reviewing these movies leading up to Jigsaw, the newest Saw film coming out. And I really hope it's better than Saw 7. Saw 7 was an awful movie, and I'll explain why I hate Saw 7 when I review Saw 7. But yeah, I don't know why I gave that film 5 out of 5. That was just, to be honest, I wasn't enjoying myself that much. I thought it was pretty depressing, if you ask me. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.